I'm your first guest on what?
In our fucking new space, bro.
What is this?
I don't know.
Why am I over here?
Yeah.
Oh, you trapped now.
Oh man, how are your ankles?
The tops are so hard. I wish they made a softer nipple on the beverage. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
It is. I guess it
Softer.
is nipple shape. I guess it is nipple shape.
But yeah, think about it. They could make a. Look how hard that is.
Yeah. But if I saw a woman with that kind of titty though, with that shape, I would not suck it. Would you?
Yeah, but I bet you could catch. I bet if you held on to it long enough, you could catch the vibe of you. You know.
Could you put, instead of silicone, could you put somebody else's breast in your breasts?
You could put your own fat into your breast.
No, but could I go like if Dolly Parton died and shit, and go, hey, can you donate when you die? And I want to put your breast into my breast.
Yeah, I don't know if they can inject someone else's like fat or tissue into you.
I'm not saying inject, dog. I'm saying just surgically fucking implant them.
Sew it
I'll
on
have
the
the
outside?
scars, the Franken scars. I don't give a fuck, dude. And I'll have Dolly Parton's tits. I'll have a guitar. I could maybe be able to sing a tune.
You're getting greedy.
I am? Yeah. Or I'll just take the breasts then, man. I don't have to fucking have the musical talent as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, do you think if John Mayer jerks off on your back, you're going to be able to
Yeah, sing a tune.
you're going to be able to do a tune or something?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You've changed, man.
You think since the fucking quarantine I've changed?
Oh, you had changed before that.
Yeah?
Just reminding you, yeah.
You become fucking distant to me, man.
Well, it's because you freaking built your studio like that.
It's 10 feet, bro.
I can't even see you.
You should see. You were at the lockers, dude. You were at one point at the lockers. Like, you got to bring them a little because I couldn't see it. So let's start and then don't talk from now on. I know you already talked.
Well, this is more dangerous than AIDS too. COVID.
Why?
Corvid, whatever it is.
Let's talk about it when I bring you up, or
Huh? Yeah, let's wait till we
yeah,
start.
but yeah. Write that down. More dangerous than AIDS.
More dangerous than
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 5, 4,
We need paper.
3, 2, 1.
All right. Sorry. Go on. Start over. My bad. I thought I was on my podcast.
Do it again.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Kung flu. Kung flu. Everybody gonna get kung flu. Hiya. Hiya. Coffee, you're gonna die.
Cold brew.
Welcome to another episode. Ayo. Bop, bop, bop. Bop, bop, bop. I've been doing that lately to her. I've been doing that Whitney bop, bop, bop to her, and she
Me
gets
too.
fucking traumatic responses from it.
Sorry.
You're about to piss me off, bro.
I can't get my butt up. I got ebuctile
Dude. So,
Hurry.
dude, I'm so excited because
What's the deal, bro?
we moved over to the garage, and so that we could have guests, so we can have distance. Let me introduce everyone in the room. By the by. Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done.
Boom.
Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. That's what I think of, man. I think of that. I think of a guy who, not a lot of people call me during the quarantine. You know, I've had maybe 3 people. One of them I don't even want to talk about. But, you know what I mean? But this guy's called me in quarantine to check to see how I've been doing. And, it's really good to connect with, him and I have a very,
Oh my God.
him and I have, dude, I haven't seen you in a while.
Why did I come though? If you're just gonna do
I know, but, dude, I haven't seen you in a while, so I have to get like
keep
real,
going,
man.
my bad.
Bro,
Sorry.
it's like, I haven't seen anybody really. I think aside from Santino, you're the first comedian I've seen in flesh.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. No. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I haven't seen the Cummings or nothing.
Oh, yeah, you haven't.
Yeah, so how about a round of applause for my buddy, how about a round of applause for my buddy, No, just Theo Von. Theo Von. Theo Von.
Gesundheit.
Because yeah. So, bro, good to see you, dude.
You too, man. Thanks for having me, man. It's good to be here.
Yeah.
And it's good to see you guys, you know? And
Yeah.
it's good to know that you guys are alive and that everybody's doing good, you know?
Yeah.
And I like the way you got this set up over here, the whites and the, you know, and the non-whites over here, bro.
Yeah, I get it.
Do you know
dude.
what race I am? Theo?
Pinoy, baby.
Pinoy, baby, every day, man.
From the dark side of the island, though. I do know.
I
that.
know, dude. Only sunlight
From the
once
north.
a year there, man.
What?
From the island he's from.
It's an eclipse.
The northern Pinoy, baby.
Yeah. It's like that one fucking vampire movie. Remember that one 30 Days a Night or whatever, bro?
28 days later.
28 days later.
No, not 28 days. It was like 30 Days a Night. You never seen
Dracula.
it. Not fucking Dracula, man.
With
There
Vin
was-
Diesel?
It's
Vin
called
Diesel's no in it.
What movie are you talking about?
There was a movie called 30 Days a Night, whatever.
Chronicles of Riddick.
No, not Chronicles of Riddick, baby.
30 Days of Night.
Yeah,
30
and it was
days.
basically, dude, it was in Alaska, bro. You remember it?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And that one dude, what's his name? The white dude?
Gold Rush? No, Gold
Not Gold Rush, bro. It's not
Gold
called
Rush
Gold
Trucker?
No, it's not.
know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Gold Boy?
Josh Harnett was in it?
Josh Harnett was in
Josh
it. That's my
Hartnett.
boy, dude. Josh Harnett. And in fucking 30 Days a Night, man. Oh, fuck, bro. You know what happens?
What?
Because, you know, there's only sunlight at certain times, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like in this, was it winter time? The sunlight don't come out no more, man.
Solstice, they say. I think solstice.
Yeah, solstice, dude. And so then all of a sudden, you know, because vampire, except for Blade, what's it, Wesley?
Wesley
Snipes?
Snipes.
He could walk around during the day, man. Because he's what a day walker is what they call them, right? But in 30 Days a Night, bro, now regular vampires, you know, even the immigrant ones.
Whoa.
Whoa, I'm making a stretch.
Are you talking about Amistad?
No, I'm not talking about Amistad.
Because this movie's like merging into different movies.
No, I know. What I'm saying is that the regular ones, dude, now they can walk around during the day because it's night anyway, because it's always fucking night, right? So it makes it even more scary because, you know, when you have vampires in your area, right, if you don't know this, we could hang out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
During the days because they don't hang out during the day. They don't like sunlight. They're like Andrew Santino.
I think though, if I would have said like, "Hey, I want to, you know, put on a couple pounds, you know, and maybe chop a couple inches out of each one of my legs, you know, what if I want to do that, you know, what if I want to, you know, what if I want to kind of make myself look like I had just at the very end of a sneeze, you know, then." But I didn't call you first, you know? That's how I'm feeling. Like, that's the only thing I felt a little.
Let me think about that, you know. Well, you know, touche.
Yeah.
Yeah, touche to you.
Well,
right,
me-
right. On
I
guard
knew-
and touche.
Okay.
And good day, sir.
Okay.
All right. But what I want to reiterate back to you, dude, is I could have done this, then bleached my skin, right? And then taken some brain cells out of my brain.
Okay.
right. Like,
Checks
you know what I
out.
mean?
That checks
Philosophical ideas about life.
Yeah.
Right. And then I could have added a couple of inches to my legs. Right. Got a truck. Right. And then peed on your lawn. Like you just peed on mine earlier.
Yeah. I had to pee. That's why.
What happened?
He peed on the
Did you
side.
pee on the concrete or did you pee on a plant?
So a little got on the concrete, but not that much.
So mostly plant.
I can't even believe we get into conversations because literally, bro.
I know. That's when our conversations are like on the phone.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, we're talking about.
I'm like, did the phone cut
different
out?
topics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, did the phone cut out? And you're like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. Neither one of us is getting anywhere.
Yeah, we don't. When we have conversations, when we have a meal or we talk at the comedy store, we don't really know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's limited.
it's very limited.
Well, Bobby's a hit and run conversationalist. I find a lot of times he'll get in there, he'll show up, say a couple things, couple this, that.
right. You know, I go to Zoom AA meetings, and dude,
I've seen you in one.
yeah, I saw you, dude. You were making me laugh. Oh my god,
Why?
bro.
Yeah.
I've been to, in my lifetime, I've probably been to 100,000 AA meetings.
No.
I've laughed maybe twice, like truly laughed. This dude, because in Zoom ones, right? all I did was I just switched to his camera, even when other people are talking. Right?
What a lurker.
I know, dude, I was lurking on you, bro. Other people were like, other people are sharing.
Yeah.
My wife, she has COVID, right? I know, it's sad. You know what I mean? My dog, he's
crazy
got
when people
fucking
get-
lumpia or whatever, right? But I have just Theo on the thing, and just watching him listening, it was making me laugh so hard, bro. You'd be doing like this with your hands.
Well, I get fired up. Some of the people share
I know
stuff.
you were like into it, but he wasn't purposely making me laugh. It's just the way he listens is humorous.
Yeah. It's hard to listen. It's hard to listen for a long time, I feel like, in a row,
I know, dude. Some of those AA meetings.
I think this is a really amazing thing that you're saying, and I'm glad we're listening to you.
All right, you already got one. You trying to get 2 titties?
I would say
He's
no.
trying to win 2
You trying to get
titties.
What?
You trying to get 2?
No, I'm not, you creep.
Okay.
I'm happy with one, man.
Yeah.
Okay? I just want something the cat can play with in the living room.
Yeah.
No, but what if we
Yeah.
start getting so like into ourselves as humans that we start having our funerals before we die?
That's what she was asking.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because some
Yeah.
people do that now.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would you cancel, right? To go to my funeral.
Oh, I'd definitely cancel my own wedding if I was freaking getting married.
Okay.
That's
big.
big.
But
That's
But what
huge.
about this?
That's
would
huge.
you cancel? Let's say you sold out.
But I'd cancel my wedding for probably almost anything.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I fucking brushed past that.
Oh, wedding? Can't make it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But let's say you sold out like a 20,000 seat venue, but it lands on the same day as my funeral. Would you cancel that? Be honest.
I couldn't, man. And I don't think you'd want me to. That's why I wouldn't. I think you'd want me to be there.
He'd want you to.
I'd want you to.
What if I got a live stream of you in your casket to open up the show?
Wow.
I'll make you a deal.
Okay.
I'm the closing.
Oh, you already pre-record a set.
No, I want to just
No.
do the live stream of my casket. At the end, when he's getting a standing ovation, just boom.
Yeah.
You put it on the monitor. So that I could, when I'm flying up to heaven, woo, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm flying and I can see it and I'm getting a standing O. That'd be fucking cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I could do that, man. I'll do that for you.
Would you cancel?
No.
Oh, I have one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Poirier, Khabib rematch, his retirement fight for the championship. You're sitting front row. You know what? You're cornering him at this point. Bobby dies. What do you do?
Just probably wish Bobby was there with me, But like in a loving way, man, I would. And I'd bring that tit with me for good luck. And I put it at the bottom of the ice bucket of Poirier's ice bucket.
Let's do a softball one. One. Let's say you met a girl.
Dude, is somebody at least going to wash my hair? I've been here for 20 minutes.
We're a popular fucking barbershop, my friend.
Yeah, I know.
You didn't make an appointment.
I'm just saying, man, let's get to the,
I know.
let's cut to the trim.
Wait, so you went to Vegas and you saw the fight. Now, so Poirier, did you see the fight?
Oh my God, crazy.
We saw the fight,
Crazy.
right? And I know a lot of listeners aren't into the UFC and shit. You should be.
I think they are.
It's growing. There was 100,000 new people watched the fights the other night, I heard. Like brand new for the first time, which is pretty, it's a lot of people.
For every fight, by the way, was entertaining to watch. But the Poirier, and if for some reason now, because there's no audience, you can hear and feel
Every slap.
every slap,
Yeah.
every punch, every elbow. It's so brutal. The pressure is out. If you and I,
It's a good point.
Yeah, if you and I were doing this podcast right now, and there was fucking 30,000 people around us, it would change the way we would do it. Even
That's a good point.
We wouldn't get a laugh. We'd just be like, "Oh fuck!"
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and if the crowd all did something and maybe you weren't like aware of it, especially if you're in a fight, if they all make like a ooh and you don't know what's
Yeah.
going on, it might have you like backpedaling like, am I not seeing something?
That's
Yeah.
a good point. Yeah.
And it's funny because Bisping, I think favored Poirier a little bit because at one time he's like, get your hands up.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah.
Hey.
The fights are better. It's the audience just drives me crazy.
Me too.
Yeah, and I think it's just funner to watch.
Or like even when you saw that, I don't know if you saw the fight before, the Brendan Allen and
Yeah.
versus Dawkins.
He's from Louisiana. He's from the same
Who is?
parish
Brendan
as
Allen
me.
is?
Yeah.
He was really, really good.
All in Allen, baby.
And but that Dawkins kid too, that
was
was
an
his
amazing
UFC debut.
He fought hard.
He has a
fought
Rory McDonald
hard.
vibe.
Yeah.
He fought hard, man. I think both those guys will have, continue to have good success. It was, it's interesting because even Dustin said after the fight, he goes, he likes it better without the audience there.
Oh, he did say that?
Yep. Which I thought was interesting because you would think, like from comedy, it's like, yeah, you want people to be in there. But I guess it's probably like you're saying, like it's almost like podcasting. It's like it's more comfortable sometimes when it's just you or when it's just a small group because you can kind of zone in on a little bit more on what you're doing. You're not doing it for someone. You're doing it more for yourself,
They would be bummed, though, if they fought, no audience, but then somebody told them afterwards, oh, we forgot to turn the cameras on. and they're like bleeding, right? Only 7 people watched it?
Guys,
yeah, but that would be a
run
bummer,
it back.
right?
Yeah.
run it
back right now.
And they're like, you have to do it again. When? A year?
Yeah. It's like, man,
I'm not doing that again for a year.
I have one of my eyebrows in my pocket.
Right. Now, what?
That's crazy.
Was Poirier's Is it Poirier?
Poirier. Yeah.
The guy that
Either one.
Yeah, Dustin Poirier.
Dustin Poirier.
Either one,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what? Yeah. Was Poirier, his eye, was he, because I've never talked to, because we've had Bisping on our podcast, but I've never talked to a fighter directly after a match.
Right.
Or fight. Was he coherent?
Yeah, it was funny, man. He showed up about an hour and a half. He had to go to the hospital, he said. And so I just went up there and met up with his wife and some of his friends who were sitting there watching the fight. About 5 people, 6 people maybe. And then he had to go to the hospital. One thing that he said that was really funny was he said at the hospital he's in one like stall or whatever they're called, and Dan Hooker, who's also he seemed like an amazing dude, is in the other stall, and there's a curtain between them. And Dustin said, he goes, and I told him, he goes, hey man, I just heard we got the fight of the night bonus.
Yeah.
And Hooker goes, oh, that's great, man. Still feels just the same.
I would have laughed at that.
Oh man,
I would have laughed at that. Yeah,
me too, man. That's one of the beautiful things I love about humor is that just sometimes some jokes can only happen in one space in one time.
Yeah.
And it can never happen again, man.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about humor. Dustin's really funny, man. I think a lot of people don't get to see a lot of his personality, but he's really, really funny. But it was cool, man. He came back and he's just dressed like he just fucking, went to a business meeting.
yeah.
Or something, man.
They always do that. They wear a suit afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm a professional.
Yeah.
And I guess they are, man. It was fun. We got to sit and watch the fight again. So we sat and watched the fight on his computer and just yeah, it was just interesting to then be able to watch him like kind of go through the fight. And yeah, I don't know, he just loves fighting. He just loves it.
You can tell.
What I found interesting in the fight was between the 4th and 5th round, his cornerman or his coach goes, you having fun out there? He's like, I'm having a blast. Right? That's not what I would say.
No.
I would go, ow. Yeah, I can't feel nothing. You know what I mean? Or, there's blood in my skull. I can feel blood in my skull. You know, or something like that. Right?
Yeah,
What would you say? I don't think I would having a blast out there. Right? Does it look like a blast?
I think you have to do that in case they hear you across the cage, and to just tell yourself, what are you gonna?
Oh.
And I think that's where they're able to do that kind of sport. Because I'm like you, man. I'm just fascinated by the fact that those guys can do that. Because I don't have that in me. I just have that thing that's more just fear.
Yeah.
To be able to just go past those moments of fear and see what's on the other side of them in anything is pretty wild.
But I can understand that. That's why I like it. I can understand going through a scary situation and coming out the other side.
Right.
Yeah.
And that kind of and especially if you win, but even someone like Dan Hooker, he knows, if I went in there and I half-assed it, I knew I didn't train that good, right? In the 3rd round, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. But if you're like Dan Hooker, you could tell he put everything on the fucking line.
Yeah.
And so he's sitting there next to Poirier and also fight of the night and all that. When you lay in bed, even though you lost, that it's for the history books. You know what I mean? No one's going to watch that and go, everyone said on Twitter and stuff, wow, that Dan Hooker's a beast. That was a close fight. What a warrior.
Yeah.
Right? And he can take that with him in his life, and that probably motivates him.
Yeah, there's something. Yeah, it's something. It's something to. It's something that's just amazing to see some of these guys do, how they manage it, and how they then afterwards sometimes go back to like their respectable. They still respect each other and stuff. Yeah. I think there is also a level, like you're saying, Bobby, of like earning a respect, win or lose.
Yeah.
Feels like a win-win. Like I thought that was a win-win for them and for us.
I feel bad for the ones that aren't in UFC, the amateur fighters.
Oh yeah, fighting they have to Holiday Inn. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But then the next day they're like delivering Domino's pizza.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude.
Right?
Yeah, with both their arms are broken. They're just balancing it on their shoulder up to the door.
Yeah. I feel bad for those guys. Like even in like the Premier League in England, the soccer, right? The fourth tier guys,
yeah,
right? Because there's 700 teams
Yeah.
in England, but they have their matches. They still have to go to practice, but then they also have to go to their accounting job.
Yeah.
Wait, in the lower tiers.
In the lower tiers, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I just feel bad. I just feel bad for that. But
that's how you know they just love to do it.
Yeah, and that's meritocracy too. You got to have that. You got to have, I think, people that earn their way into the big space.
Yeah. How do you feel about comics? And I've been struggling with this for many, many years, and I think I've changed my point of view on it.
Dude, we sound like smart people. Do you notice that all of a sudden?
Intellectual.
Like in the past 10 minutes, bro, I don't even know what happened.
Well, it doesn't all have to be Silly Billy.
No, I know. I just feel like we're just like all of a sudden we're just
I don't know. We're
in a
CNN
library
now, baby.
Yeah, I feel like we're in a library.
We should bring it back down. We should take it down a notch, back to lowbrow.
Yeah, we need somebody to just.
Yeah, well, I'll talk about my dick later. The bumps on my dick.
Okay, go.
I got little bumpies on my dick. I want to talk about later.
You have bumpies on your dick?
No, I'm just kidding. I don't have any bumpies. I was just trying to make something up to go low.
My dick has like a little I don't want to say it almost has like a little belly button on the end of it. I feel.
Wait, hang on. That's called
That's
foreskin.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened, because when I was a baby, when I was a young man, right? I would see
Those things are
very
synonymous.
different.
I was a
Baby or
baby young man.
man.
When I was a baby young man, you know what I mean? At 8 or 9 or whatever,
8 or 30.
right? I would probably analyze my penis maybe
Oh yeah.
10 times a year.
I love looking at my dick when I was younger.
Yeah.
God.
But like really analyze.
Oh, yeah.
I would stretch
Hold it,
see if
weigh
every-
it.
What?
I'd go into somebody's bathroom and lay on my side by the scale and just set it right on that scale.
Oh wow.
If they had one of them little scales.
Yeah. And I used to put glue. I used to
On your penis?
To make molds.
Elmer's glue on my dick.
Mold.
Oh wow.
To make a
Wow.
mold. Try to make a mold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang, that's beautiful.
And show it to my mom.
You guys ever pull a worm out your butt before?
Oh,
What?
hello.
What happened?
Cut. That wasn't part of the line, baby.
But I respect what you're talking about, and I respect all women, and I think that
But you guys didn't have worms when you were younger? Have you watched the show Alone?
it's the best show I've ever seen. I can't wait till Thursdays when the new episodes come out on History Channel. I watch the whole series on Netflix. It's
We
amazing.
just started.
First episode.
On Netflix?
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's really good.
It's so good.
Does it get better?
It is so good, man.
Because we love it so far.
Yeah.
It's only
You know what it is?
Can we tell the audience? Yeah, I don't know.
You know what it is?
No.
Okay,
Alone.
imagine Naked and Afraid.
Love it.
You love Naked and Afraid.
Here, I'm going to imagine whatever you're saying, and let me see if you get it.
Imagine Naked and Afraid, right? Except you're wearing Arctic gear, clothes, right? Whatever style that you want, right? You get, just let me finish.
I am.
You're allowed to have 10 items of your choice.
Okay.
A thimble. You know what I mean? Whatever you need. You know what I mean?
Doxycycline.
Doxycycline.
Can you bring antibiotics on there?
That has to be one of them.
That would be so smart. Just like a broad spectrum.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
Smart, Theo.
Right, very smart.
Thank you.
So you get 10 items, right? Then you get helicoptered in to the North Pole. Some people call it Antarctica.
Yeah.
Antarctica.
Some people call it where Santa lives.
Where
Also.
Santa lives.
Yeah.
That's 3 things. Antarctica, right? North Pole, where Santa lives.
And some people call it Santarctica.
4 things,
That's
Antarctica as well.
The slang, yeah.
And then 10 contestants, they get dropped off in different areas of Antarctica. And basically, the helicopter flies away. And then you go, bye-bye.
It's not Antarctica. It's the Arctic.
The Arctic.
Take 5.
That's 5 things, right? And then they have to just survive.
Is there an end goal?
Last man standing.
Last
So
man
people
standing.
tap out. There's no time limit.
Yeah, like one of the guys tapped out after 4 days because he broke his leg.
He broke his leg. Yeah. in the first episode, what we did see is one dude saw a squirrel 50 miles away on a branch.
50 miles.
Not 50.
And what, shot it?
And shot it right through the fucking temple.
One shot, one kill.
One shot, one kill.
God.
So he brought a gun.
No,
No,
it was
he
bow
had
and arrow.
a-
Not a gun, dude.
He
Bow
bought a
and arrow.
It was a bazooka.
Okay, that makes more.
Yeah.
That makes more
He
sense.
fucking
He was playing
shot a
Warzone.
squirrel
Playing
with a
Warzone.
fucking bazooka, bro.
An RPG.
And he couldn't eat the fucking squirrel because he had
Bro,
blown
leave this
the,
guy alone.
it had blown to fucking pieces, bro.
So important,
Right?
So important question. You guys are all one person. What 10 items are you guys bringing?
Theo, me, and Khalyla, right? And we get to pick 9 things,
No, 3.
right? Because we can get 3 apiece,
Okay.
as a group.
And then you get to pick one.
Thank you.
Then you get to pick
Pick
one.
one.
So you're a part of it too.
And before you guys say your things, present your skill set in general.
Okay, here we go. I have preserved fat in my body, right? So I don't really need. I could just not move and get nutrients from all the fucking fat in my body.
Okay.
I've stored a lot. Number 2,
So like a parasite or something. What is that? But you're a parasite to yourself.
yeah, I'm a parasite to
Wait,
myself.
wait, what are you bringing?
This is his skill
My
set.
skill
first.
set.
First, he's
Stop
telling you his skill set. We have to.
You're not gonna rely on me as much because I'm.
Wait, we're bringing tools, right?
No, but he asked what our skill
What,
sets
what
were.
is
Oh,
your
okay,
skill
okay,
set?
yeah,
Like
okay.
the guy was a hunter.
I got it. I'm
Right?
behind.
Serenity is your skill set almost, really.
Yeah, number 2, right? I can mimic other animals,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And they can sometimes, I've done it. You haven't seen it, but not being real.
I know, but we haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it
Seen it.
because you don't see me in nature, right?
Yeah.
True.
But I've done this, and I've had things land on my fucking arm.
That's fucking impressive.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
did see. Yeah.
Yeah, not an animal, but like an acorn fall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or somebody spit on his
So
arm.
yeah. Get off this trail, gook. Spit right on my arm.
I caught it.
But I did
Caught it. You
get
caught
on
it.
my arm.
Yeah,
right?
caught it. Yeah.
I also have I can keep up. I can uplift people with my words,
Yep.
That's true.
right? Positive attributions,
Yeah.
right? And for I think I would go. Honestly, this is a true one. I would go out of my way. I think, and I'm like that in real life, especially not you, but to her, I would go out of my way to make it take care of Khalyla,
Amen.
right? So that'd be good
So
for you.
caring, yeah, you'd be
Caring.
like,
I care for everybody.
like a nurse almost.
yeah. Also, I'm not greedy.
Come on, there's a lot of things you have.
Hey, but I'm not also greedy with like I'm not one of those that's like I hunted this fucking muskrat, right? So I get half and you guys share the rest.
If I had a dry suit and if I had a nice spear gun, I could feed us every day.
Yeah. But I would probably get lonesome. You guys have each other, and then I feel like I would get lonesome, and I would probably have to leave and go do my own camp at some point.
No, that's negative. Can you like if I get an item, I can bring a fucking double wide trailer
Yeah.
like Will Smith has on a set.
Yeah.
A Star,
No.
a Star
I want
Wagon.
Will Smith trailer.
Star
Can't
Wagon.
bring that.
I'll call him. Yo, dude, I'm about to do a loan. Can I
He's
borrow
not
your
going to
trailer?
answer, dude, and you can't bring that.
Why? It's an item.
Huh? It's a full, no, it's a bunch of items put together. You have to
I
get
see.
one item.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
My bad, dude. All right. So I'll bring the bed from the trailer.
So a mattress.
A mattress.
Well, this is a team effort, right? He already has a sleeping bag.
I can't.
Yeah.
One.
And I'll also hold my breath while y'all sleep on my back.
Or I'll bring a tent.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
I'm good with that.
10 is good.
A tent is good.
10 is good.
I'll bring a tent. So I have no, just let me finish. I'm not done.
Kettle,
Okay.
tent.
I had a kettle. What's a kettle?
For water, holding
For
stuff,
water.
make
How about
a
a bowl?
soup.
How about not a kettle, but how about like a pot?
A bigger
Something that
pot.
we can use to boil water.
I don't want a kettle. I want a pot.
Pot,
Oh
yeah,
my
that's
gosh.
fine.
Are they the same thing?
Yes.
Okay, but I want to call it a pot. Pot, a tent. And the third thing is
This is the Pol Pot calling the kettle right here.
can I bring because we have to like GPS, can I bring my iPad?
No.
No.
No, because you have to drive. You're going to hit Sam Tripoli's tent. You can't do that, dude.
All right.
That's not fair. It's insane.
I'll bring a compass.
Oh.
I don't find
not gonna
that to
help
be as
us.
necessary.
Yeah.
Sounded good.
Yeah, because you're not really traveling places.
All right,
You're
how
staying in
about-
one spot.
Yeah.
How about how about you have a fish net already?
No, I had a spear gun and a dry.
Bring a gill net.
I'll have a fish net
Yeah.
because I saw it in the only.
You know when Bobby will be fishnet stockings on accident, he'll open up the package.
Oops. Oops.
Like, wait, he's like, at least there's 2 of them.
So that's it. We would die.
No, I think
do
that
well.
we would do okay.
I think we would make it What do you guys think, George? How many days would you give us, honestly, out there? And the weather at first is like 25 degrees or maybe 40.
Right. No snow yet.
No snow yet, but then by probably towards, every week I would say it drops 20 degrees or 10 degrees.
What's the longest someone's done on the show?
Yeah, because we've only done one episode.
I don't want to tell them that because I don't want
yeah.
to give away how long some of it is.
Guys, 2.5 days.
What?
That's generous.
That's not generous. I
That's
can
not
last
generous at
2
all.
days.
I'll say
2.5 days.
I'll say 14 days. And I'm basing
Thank
that
you.
I'm basing that on Naked and Afraid ish.
Wow.
I can get
I could
fish in
kill
the
animals.
water.
No, you're never gonna. No one's gonna kill shit.
I'm gonna kill shit.
No, you're not gonna kill nothing.
Wait, but I have experience of killing
You're
stuff.
supposed
in
to
the
be
ocean.
We've
uplifting.
never
or-
been over there.
Positive
You don't know-
affirmation.
Oh my
We're gonna
goodness.
kill everything.
He's supposed to be uplifting our group, and you're
I know.
All
you're
right,
not
you're
even
right.
out there. You're freaking killing it.
In a garage.
I get angry. I get emotional.
No, yeah.
But that's how it would be. That's how it'd be down day one. We're killing shit.
Yeah.
I see.
Right. So you're right. I can't bring that energy into the situation.
Right. You have to leave that out.
So I have to be like, 4 days in, we haven't caught anything.
Yeah.
And I have to be more positive. Like, it's gonna happen one day, guys.
Yep.
Imagine this: us three naked in a sleeping bag. I'm in the middle. Khalyla's in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Theo's in back of me, and we're jam packed in a fucking.
Oh my God.
Just hear me out, dude.
I'm
Will you
trying
me?
to
I
hear
know,
you
I know.
out, and it's hurting.
I know, but just hear me out. We're jam packed into a fucking sleeping bag, right? Imagine that. Now you're like sardines. You're getting warm from our bodies, right?
Okay.
And then the fucking sleeping bag is insulating the heat, right?
Oh,
Right.
yeah. It'd be
And
nice
then all
in
of a
there.
sudden, I would probably even ignore his erections.
I wouldn't get
I
erect.
got
don't
a lot of
think- I
erections?
don't think anyone gets erect.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
an erection
Yeah,
time. Man.
erection,
This is
yeah.
survival time. I don't get erect when when my life is on the line. I can't get erect near broken glass even.
Yeah.
So I don't get erect.
So you're saying 2.5 days. You're saying
this ain't a
14.
Hampton Inn, dude. You even know what we're getting into? I feel like you don't really know what we're getting into.
I know
Bobby.
because I've only seen one episode. I think if I see the series, which I'm gonna do tonight,
Yeah.
I'm gonna burn through it all. Right.
So
And then
fast to burn
in my
through.
head, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, 2.5 days. George had it right.
And little
Insects,
wings,
heron,
insects.
eagle, nightingale, sparrow, macaw, everything, sandbirds, everything they had in there. So, yeah, it's good, man.
Should we wait for that alarm to
No.
stop?
No.
Keep going.
Nah, man, this is one of our first tests. If we can't handle this, we're fucked up. We are screwed. No, I'm sorry, Bobby. Was I being mean to you, man? I'm sorry. It's just been a long day today. So,
What I wanted to say
there you go.
is,
Feel that peace come into us?
yeah, what I wanted to say
I felt that, man.
is,
That's what's real, brother. Sorry, but did you feel it? It was interesting.
Sandbirds.
It kind of hit us, man. It was like peace saying, hey,
what
I'm here.
Yeah. What I wanted to say is that I initially, I know how to read.
I know that, man. I should have said
I just
that.
stop. I know how to read. I've read pamphlets.
Yeah.
I've read directions. Like when I get
It's pamphlet, but yeah.
okay, I've read pamphlets. When I get when I order from Goldbelly, I get my frozen pizzas.
Oh, I think you took me to that shithole one time on your birthday, didn't you?
No, it's an app.
My bad. Go on.
And yeah, and I get a pizza. I know how to cook it because I know how to read. And for me, it's like I don't have a good imagination.
Mm-hmm.
So when I read stuff, right, I don't know I don't know how to pronounce certain words when I read,
Mm-hmm.
and so I have maybe a mental deficiency or whatever.
MD.
Yeah. So when I listen to audiobooks, I'm able to, get the correct pronunciations of certain words, and I'm gonna be able to imagine it.
But when you read a good
Yeah.
book, you don't need a good imagination. They paint it out for you really well, especially this book.
Oh.
The details.
But normally, I need, even though Khalyla suggested so many good things to me, In fact, last night we saw a fucking documentary called Athlete A.
It's good.
Oh
It's
my
about
God.
Larry Nasser, from
Oh, yeah, the
USA Gymnastics and how
Oh
he
my God.
Yep.
he basically finger banged all those
Ugh.
little girls. I shouldn't say it like that.
Yeah,
he
why
like,
did you-
sexually assaulted.
That's what he did.
Yeah,
But that's what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's like this girl. Did you see a documentary?
Not yet.
I'm not.
You know, the Olympic Gymnastics Association had a doctor named Larry Nasser, and he was number one. You find out in the documentary he didn't even get paid.
No, he's a fucking singlet chaser, dude. Guy's
He
Right,
is
a
a singlet chaser.
right?
guy's
and,
POS, baby. Guy's a
You know how
POS,
difficult.
dude.
You know the coaches there are so kind of mean. You know they're the
Well,
Polish-
yeah, like Marta.
They're Russian,
and
baby. They're Russian.
Yeah,
the
Polish,
Karolis.
Yeah, the Karolis.
They're like they were Nadia Comaneci's coaches, so they were just really celebrated, tough
right, tough.
coaches.
They'll stretch you out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then it's so you have all this negativity and stress, right?
And emotional
on
and
top of
physical
it-
abuse.
And
They had-
ponytails.
and then they had this guy, this doctor, who would give these kids on the side candy,
And he was nice to
which
them.
is a huge, red flag,
Yeah.
right? And then do leg massage, and then all of a sudden just jam,
Yeah, and how he
His
tried to
grizzly-
defend it too. He was like, "Oh yeah, this is just coccyx manipulation."
right?
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he would
Oh.
do things like he would talk about like the pubic symphysis, like things in a really medical. He would use a lot of medical jargon to defend what he was doing to these girls.
And these poor girls, what I mean?
They children,
feel-
baby.
They're children. Yeah. They're children. But then they go out there and they compete, and some of them become, Olympic gold gymnasts, right?
Legends.
Legends,
Legends.
the legends of our time, right? But it goes to show you that maybe, there was a thinking, and we might have to cut this out, but there was a thinking that we had a discussion, not the molestation, but the strict training. In my head, I was like, does the strict training, right, equate to Olympic gold? Imagine if comedy was like that. It would take the fun out of it. You know what I mean? If I fucking had a bad joke, and a Polish person hit me with a ruler. That was a bad joke. Pop! Right?
You get good fast, I bet, though.
Right.
Yeah.
You get good, but
But we all do that to ourselves. I think that Polish person just inside of you.
That's what it is. That's
know?
what
we
it
do it
is.
to ourselves. Yeah.
You know-
We've been talking. I just want to, honestly, I want to get to like real.
Started, dude? That's what I want.
We just
Let
started.
me record.
We're almost done. We're almost done. But when how bad do you miss stand up right now?
Last week was the first time that I started to kind of miss it for a few minutes.
Yeah.
That's the first time that I kind of started to think, oh, well, maybe I'd like to try out a joke or two,
Yeah.
I feel like it's gotten so, I miss because I know there's people that probably would want to laugh, and it'd be fun to go places and perform for them. Like go to I've thought about trying to go to some smaller cities and do some shows, but the desire to like get on stage and talk about stuff new, or it seems like really risky too right now. Like I'm a straight white male, or semi-white. I'm Polish Nicaraguan, but if you look at me, you think, oh, this guy's retarded. Or semi, SR.
Like 20%.
So, it just, it's been a little dicey. Like, man, are we even going to be able to talk anymore? But then just recently I've been thinking, well, maybe it's just a real challenge. Now you really are going to have to, walk kind of a fine line.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm waiting almost to see how in my feelings respond to some of that, because it's like, can jokes that I told before the thing, can I even tell those now? And can I share my truth even, And I think people still will respond. I almost started to think that maybe live comedy shows, if they lock up people's phones, will be more real than ever, because it'd be the only place you can actually hear somebody really be real, because people just shut you down online if you try to even be really authentic and not just the status quo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't get to a place where the reason why I podcast and the reason why I do stand-up is because these are two art forms. Even podcasting is an art form, right? Is it or no? I mean, there
think it
is,
is.
we come up with things, but these are two mediums, let's say, not even art forms,
Yeah.
where we can. I love it because at Mad TV back in the day when I was on that show, people would tell you what to do, right? You have to say these lines, right? You would improvise, but they usually cut it together and just do whatever they wanted the fuck to do, right? this is truly mine.
I make Khalyla's too.
It's and yeah, Khalyla, that's what I meant, right? Yes, yo.
Sorry.
Yes, I fucking know that.
Whoa, buddy.
I know, my bad. But what I'm saying,
You want to sleep outside tonight?
No, I know, but what I'm saying.
No, I'm joking, dude. I'm
is,
just giving you a hard time.
Even in this podcast, I've met a lot. I threw out the condo thing, right? And then you guys were like, I have to say tent, right?
Tent.
Right.
You're right. We've come down a little hard on you.
I've said a lot of things. You know what I mean? I started talking about the dark ring of hater on my penis, right? That didn't bode well.
Yeah.
I had another joke that didn't work. What was the joke that didn't work?
The Allen.
The
Allen,
And the boot-
Allen,
the
the
butt
Allen,
worm.
and the butt worm.
the what?
Yeah.
Worm,
That
yeah.
failed miserably.
The butt
I
was
thought
really
it was good.
Butt worm was nice.
Yeah, that was a
I
good
didn't
one.
like it, right? In retrospect. But, so I make mistakes, but this is why I like it, because I could just be myself and converse and say whatever I want to say and express myself, right?
Yeah.
Stand-up is the same way. And it feels like, society now is seeping into even these mediums, right? And I feel like there's consequences now, and we have to edit.
Yeah,
Right?
but we can't be like that, right? It's scary.
It's scary.
That's
in
what
that
they
way.
want us to think, but we can't be like that. We can't.
Yeah.
And some people don't want to. Some people I find really just want to control. They don't want to have everybody be heard. They want to control you. Some people, it's not about like, hear my side and understand me. It's about, you need to be this way. This is the
Right.
only way that you can be as a human being. And it's not even an idea of their own. It's like nobody even wants to think inside of themselves, But then also I feel like that's just a world. If you focus on that world, then that's the world that we are in. And if we don't focus on it, then we're not, and we can be in our own world. And we have to try to do that sometimes. I feel like, that's a real test to try and still say what we want to say and be wrong if we're wrong. Yeah, I
Also,
agree.
human beings are complex creatures.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, man.
We're not just one thing, right? We're many, many different things,
Yeah, we're good and bad. We're wrong and right.
Right.
Yeah.
There are sides of me that people aren't even aware of that watch my comedy, or, there's things that I believe, and there are things that, that I want to keep private or whatever. There are also, I'm different around comics via, let's say, AA people. Like when I'm with, people from Alcoholics Anonymous, or I'm doing recovery work or whatever, or I'm with my therapist, I am a certain way. The humor isn't really, I don't really try to get a laugh, you know what I mean? Or,
Yeah.
and I'm not thinking of comedy. I'm being more real. Whereas, I fuck around with my comedy friends. And so there are different masks that I wear, right? So it's like, it's a complex issue. But nowadays it feels like, you're this, and that's what you are, and you're going to forever be this. And that's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Because that's not the
Yeah.
truth.
Well, I think there's a lot of comedians who are still like doing exactly what you're saying, like recognizing that, like Josh Wolf, is outspoken about that kind of stuff. I feel like, just wanting to recognize that people are humans, like we just had Diplo on the podcast, and we were talking about that, just cancel culture. And he was just saying how it just doesn't leave anybody room to be, human, which is what we are, you know? And so what does that mean? But it's only real if we really, really buy into it, know?
Yeah.
But what's scary about comedy now as well is if you have an all-white lineup at a comedy club, there's suspect there because of the fact that I know so many people of color that are super funny, right? But you can't also create a lineup and tick a box. Like, we need the blind Nigerian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We need, the albino dwarf.
Yeah. We need a menthol. We need a freaking,
Yeah.
somebody from Arabia. We need, yeah.
Why did you look
yeah.
at me?
Because here's why, man. That's you're saying if there's no meritocracy, like, and I don't even understand it in comedy, because my favorite comedians are probably Maria Bamford, Chris Rock, and Jerry Clower. He's white, and then the other guy who burned his head up with the drugs, Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor, yeah.
Dude, so two of my favorite comedians are black. One of my favorite comedians is a woman. You know, like, it's always been talent based. Because here's the thing: because first of all, those people worked really hard a lot of times to get to that position. Like, I had to work for like 15 years before, I really started to have any real career. I felt like in stand up,
Bro, can I just say, I remember you when you were coming up, dude, right?
Yeah, I remember seeing you at the place in Westwood.
Yeah, right. And I would see you, right, come up with your voice and fail and chisel at it to come up with your point of view and to really authentically be you. Because in the beginning of stand-up, you're not authentically yourself. You're pretending to be a comic.
Yeah.
Because that's something that you saw growing up, right? So you mimic what you see, but then you'll see real comedians chisel away at that and become authentically themselves. And I saw you do that. I saw you work super hard, right? And it's like what Adam is getting is comics that weren't, that don't get spots, that aren't regulars, and now they're going, a lot of girls, a lot of minorities going, what about me? And it's like what I wanted to tell them is that I'm a 48-year-old chunky Korean dude, who's kind of cute.
You test well.
I test well. I'm kind of cute, right?
Yeah.
But it's the reason why I get spots is not because of those facts.
Oh, yeah.
It's because there's a lot of elements that go into that, right? Is that I worked a lot in Hollywood. I've done a lot of stand up. I've done a variety of things. I have a popular podcasts. I have a bunch of things. I have a following. I'm also good on stage.
Yeah, you have to. I think first of all, it's like, yeah, I'm a white guy from the South. Name one other white guy from the South that's even at the Comedy Store.
Right.
You want to talk about like there not being anybody like me a lot of times? Like I feel like
Diverse.
Man, there's it's so hard to get into this place and to get a career when you feel like you're everybody's enemy and and the media wants to make you seem like you're the worst person in the world,
Yeah. Yeah.
But it has to be based on merit, because here's why. Because say if you're a younger comic, and I get it, you want to be on the good stages and you want to get spots. But if somebody just puts you on a big lineup and they do it and they take off the people who are selling the tickets that people are paying, then there's not even going to be anybody at the business. There's going to be no one. So you're going to be on the stage. There's not going to be anybody there to see it. And then the business is going to go out of business. So then there's not even going to be a place for you to perform once you work hard enough to get there. So it's like, I know it seems short-sighted, but you just have to believe that your talent will make it happen.
Yeah. Imagine being a talent coordinator. Bill Burr, right? Bill Burr, Segura, all these guys call in, right? Theo, all these guys, right? And then you have like 8 white guys, right? Then Chappelle wants to go, and then you're like, okay, well, I can't put Tom on because I already have Bill, right? But I got to put Oloka on.
He's Filipino.
Whatever, right? Even though...
No, I would say he is from Sweden, I would say.
No.
Oloko.
Yeah, whoever.
Yeah.
And so Segura, all these guys I can't put on because I had to fill some sort of quota, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, people stop coming to the clubs, and so it should be, again, merit-based, How long have we done, Gilbert?
Just want to say we're at it's 7:15 right now, just in case.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get.
Oh, wow.
God.
Wow.
I've got to go.
You got to go.
Yeah.
All right.
I finished
Let's
this
do it.
Mountain Dew anyway. I would love to come back sometime, though, if you guys I mean that.
We're going to
Part
do an
two.
all helpful advice real quick, and then can you go after that? 5 minutes? No, you got to go now?
Can I go now?
Yeah, you can go
Yeah,
now.
you
I
can
don't
go now,
want
yeah.
to.
No, but you have to go now. I love you.
No, Theo, you're fine.
I love you too, and I
Go.
wanted to say sorry if I was rude to you, Gilbert, at all. I don't think I was. I don't know. I might have been in my head for like a second, but I think I was just kind of angry about something else. But I love you guys.
Tell David, because you're going to have dinner with David?
Yes.
So tell David that, because he invites me all the time.
Yep. And you don't
I'm
go.
not
I know.
really quite ready to go out yet, but it's going to be soon.
Okay.
Tell
And
David
I love you guys, man.
I love you too.
I'll be honored to be in the woods, stuck with any of you guys. in here.
Okay.
You too, Gilbert.
Thanks, man.
All right. And I'm
Give him a round of applause. Theo Vaughn, all right? Drive safely. We love you. Go out that door. Go out the front door and get the fuck out of here. Okay?
Make sure there's no cat following you, though.
Yeah.